Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to North Parks Oval. This afternoon we are here to see a clash between the Parks Boars and also CSU in the first grade here of the Rugby Union in the Central West competition. We've just seen second grade wrap up with the Parks Boars running out comprehensive winners in the second grade. Earlier on in the day, CSU recorded a nice win in the ladies feature, and we shouldn't be too far away from seeing teams run out onto the field for the first grade fixture this afternoon. The Parks Boars coming off a win last week against the Dubbo Rhinos by CSU were also quite good last week, and they will be full of confidence going into this afternoon's game against the Boars. It's a beautiful day here in Parks. It's around the 17 degree mark. The sun is out and we're ready for some dry rugby this afternoon with conditions set to suit. As we can see see both teams coming off in second grade. Just speaking to Josh Miles, the captain coach of the Parks Boars leading into today's game. He's really fired up and ready for a big game. Like I said, they were very good winners last week against the Dubbo Rhinos, and they will be looking to make it 2 on the bounce this afternoon as we go through the team list with the teams just about to come onto the field. Kicking off with CSU, the team for CSU, number 1 in the loose head prop is Lachlan Christie Johnson. Number 2, Angus Dunn, the hooker. Number 3, the tight head prop is Marcus Burrell. Number 4, the left lock, Lachlan Buckton. Number 5, the right lock, Adam Conroy. Number 6, the left flanker is Xander Bennett. Number 7, the right flanker, Aidan Keneally. Number 8, and locking the scrum is Morris Ottawa. The scrum half, and number 9 is Harry Magripolis. Number 10, Nick Plunkett, the fly half. Number 12, the left centre is Matt Broof. While number 13, the right centre, Lee Monaghan. Number 11, the left winger, Glenn Pollen. And on the right wing is Jack McGripolis. At fullback, Aidan McDougall. As we can see the CSU boys heading back into their shed. They shouldn't be too far away from taking the field. And for the Parks Boars this afternoon, number 1, the loose head, is Jason Lowe. Number 2, and hooker, Michael Thomas. Number 3, tight head prop, Ben Ryan. Number 4, in the left lock is Big Joe Rusgus. Number 5, and the right lock, Toby Bajan. Number 6, Scott Chislett. Number 7, Connor Farrer. Number 8, and locking the scrum is Russi Lowanakula. Number 9, and scrum half, Mark Coombs. Number 10, Luke Bevan. Number 12, and left centre is the captain coach, Josh Miles. Number 13 is Curtis Davis. He's at right centre. And in the back 3, we have number 11 and the left wing, Brad Watt. Number 14, Paddy Jones. And our fullback for the Parks Boars this afternoon is Jay Baker. We shouldn't be too far away from seeing the teams take the field, as we can see a bit of movement over there in the sheds. The Boars have got their door closed, and CSU were just wrapping things up. A massive crowd here this afternoon at North Parks Oval to see this fixture take place. Plenty of cars in the car park and plenty of people here to watch the games. And I think a inclusion of the girls and the women's into this competition has really brought a different look and a different feel around the competition, with the ladies being involved in the competition. Here come the CSU side now. They're about to take the field. Returning premiers this year, the CSU team, and here they are taking the field now. CSU first team out onto the field, sorry. CSU look like a really fit side there. They haven't got a huge amount of size to them as the Parks Boars do, but they do look like a fit side. They do look right up and ready to go for this afternoon's battle, as the Boars make their way out of the dressing sheds now and about to make their way onto the surface. Joshy Miles leads them out with that beautiful bleach blonde hair, and he has been a real revelation coming back to Parks to coach this side. They were good against the Rhinos last week, as we mentioned earlier. And Josh doing a great job with this side. As both teams are ready to go, it looks like the Boars have won the toss and will receive the ball first. Both teams in the huddles. There's a bit of an air of expectation around this game. Both teams, with CSU being the return premiers and the Boars wanting to knock them off that mantle. There seems to be that air of expectation around this game that it is going to be a blockbuster. It's a big game for number 4, Jonah Rusgus, for the Boars also. He's a ex-CSU boy. He does go to school at CSU, but an ex-CSU boy, so he'll be keen to get into this game nice and early. Will Jonah, playing against a heap of his old schoolmates and against a heap of his old teammates, as the ball is launched into the air by Harry Magripolis, taken down there by Rusgus as they start to get over the top of him at the base of the scrum, or at the base of the maul. There is Coons as they come back there. It goes down. Dan Ryan goes down. Comes back to Coombs. They're about to get rid of it through Luke Bevan. He had an excellent week last week with the boot, and it's a good kick to start things off. It bounces on its point. Fullback young McDougall there has had a bit of a hard time getting to the ball, and he spilt the ball. So early ball to Parks here. Dan Ryan come through and put plenty of pressure on McDougall, and he spilled his lollies. The first knock-on of the game against the CSU boys. And we're going to go down for a scrum here with Parks to get the first attacking raid here of the game. Mark Coombs to feed the scrum here. Josh Miles looks like he has a bit of a raid set up here on the blind side. He's got Curtis Davis over here, also with Brad Watt. Parks have had a few little scrum problems. They had a torrid time 2 weeks ago against Mudgee, and last week they were a lot better, but they have had a little bit of a torrid time when it has come to the scrums. And the scrum is formed. Coombs about to feed the scrum. It comes back. Dan Ryan at the base of the scrum picks the ball up. He goes. It comes to Bevan. Bevan finds Baker. He's quick. He gets on the outside of his player, although he's about to be taken down as he gets the ball away to Bevan. Bevan taken in a good three-man tackle there. They get over the top. Connor Farah finds the ball. He's taken in a tackle there, although he's been held up here, and the ball comes back here to Jay Baker, and they put him into touch. So not a real good attacking start there to the Boars. They were a little bit clunky there. They went the raid through Baker, and eventually Connor Farah ended up with the ball, and he's been put into touch. We're going to have a line out here to the CSU side. Their hooker Angus Dunn will feed the line out. Harry Magripolis, the scrum half, waits at the back of the line-out as Bajent goes up early. That's a pretty sloppy line-out, and the Parks Boars end up with the ball through Michael Thomas. He's taken there in a good tackle. Thomas goes to ground. Coombs gets the ball back. It comes out through Connor Farah, that is. They're over the top of Farah. Lawanakula mixed up there. Coombs at the back of the ruck comes across to Bevan. Bevan hits a ball back on the inside there for Curtis Davis. Davis is caught just short of his line. The ball comes to Coombs. Out to Brad Watt. Brad Watt looks up. He's got plenty of CSU jumpers around him. He takes the tackle. Miles in over the top there with Thomas. They set up here the Boars. They're right near their line, only about 2 metres away. Coombs is searching for the ball here from the ruck. He gets it back. It comes through Jason Lowe. He's over the line. Does he get the ball down? No, he's held up. He was over the line low, but held up in the attempt to ground the ball. And we're going to see a 5 metre scrum here to the Parks Boars. Well, it was a good bit of play there from the Boars. They set up through Miles and Bevan. Brad Watt went very close to scoring. In the end, Jason Lowe with a pick and drive got over the line, but it was just pulled up short. And the Boars are set up here. I can see Jay Baker over there. He's right pinned to his wing. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a little dab kick here from Bevan, or maybe a trick play to get that ball out to Baker. He's a prolific try scorer as they go to war here in the scrum. Dan Ryan waits at the base of the scrum. He's going to pick the ball up. It comes through Coombs. Coombs to Miles. He hits short to Davis. Davis is big. He's strong. He gets pulled up 2 metres short of the line. Coombs gets the ball. It comes out to Lawanakula. Russi Lawanakula pulled up short also. They're building here the balls. The ball comes across to Bevan. Bevan takes a line on himself. He's close. He scored. Luke Bevan will get the first points of the game to the Parks Boars by the look of things. Yes, he has. It's a try to the Boars. First points of the game go to the fly half Luke Bevan. It was a good bit of play by the Boars. They were set up out the back. It looked like they could have been setting up for something to swing out the back to maybe Jay Baker or Paddy Jones, who was set up out there. But Luke Bevan got the short ball. He crashes over and draws first blood on the game this afternoon. 5-0, 5 points to nil. The Parks Boars with a kick to come. We're only 3 minutes into the game, so the Boars have had all the possession, all the domination here. And they do lead this game 5 points to nil. Bevan with the conversion here, looking to convert his own try. Gee, he can kick this boy. He steps in, he strikes it. He likes it. 7-0, 7 points to nil. Parks Boars leading this contest. They seem to be a lot sharper. Miles out there barking instructions at his players. Kick-off here will be through Harry Magripolis. Also doubling as the ball boy. He had to go all the way back there to get the ball. And he puts his hoof through it. It's coming down. Russi calls my ball and he gets it. So it's Russi Lowenakula. He comes back through the centre of the ruck. He's taken down there. Ball comes back to Coombs. Coombs gets it off to Rusgus. Rusgus taking in a ball and all tackle. Coombs searching for the ball. As there's players everywhere, and Bevan says, let's get out of here, boys, and play it down the other end. He hoofs one through. Standing under the ball was Jack Magripolis. He spills his lolly, does Magripolis. Curtis Davis over the top of him, but it will be a knock-on and a scrum to the Parks Boars. A good kick there by Luke Bevan. Sees the Boars keeping the pressure on here, and they will get the scrum feed here 40 metres away from their own line. As the scrum is packed here. Coombs feeds the ball through. Comes back to Dan Ryan. Comes across to Mark Coombs. Coombs to Miles. Miles across to Bevan. And he hits a short ball there to Paddy Jones. Jones goes down. It comes out the back to Miles. Miles is off and running. He gets a ball to Baker. He's quick and he's into touch though. A good ball and all tackle sees Baker go into touch. The Boars were building. That's the second time that the ball has gone out there, and the Boars looked like they were going to be extra dangerous, but subsequently the ball has gone into touch. And Jay Baker bundled into touch there as the line out is fed through. The ball comes across to Conroy. Conroy gets the ball out the back to Magripolis. Magripolis across to Plunkett. They're taken in a tackle there, and what seems to be the call here? Obstruction by the look of things, so it's going to be the Boars ball, or the Boars ball here 10 metres away from their own line, right in front of the post. They will have a scrum. As the ball is to be fed here by Coombs, they just keep building the pressure to the Boars. As it comes back to Coombs. Coombs goes himself. He's taken in a good ball and all tackle there. They get over the top of him, do his fellow ball players. It's going to come back here to, looks to be Toby Bajan standing at the base of the ruck. It is. He gets the ball back here. It's taken forward by Scott Chislett. Coombs gets the ball. He feeds it on to Farah. Farah hitting a good tackle. He's been held up. Although Dan Ryan trying to get him to ground. He does get to ground now. And we have a penalty for offside. Be interesting to see what the Boars do here. Luke Bevan signalling that he wants the ball and he's going to have the shot at 3 points. So the Boars look to extend their lead. They currently lead 7 points to 0 after 9.5 minutes. Luke Bevan steps into that one and he kicks the goal. 10 points to 0. As Magripolis kicks off again, Bajent goes up for the ball. He's knocked this one on, has Toby Bajent. And finally CSU may see some ball here as the scrum will be set from the knock on. As the ball comes back, CSU eventually won the scrum. It goes to Magripolis. Magripolis gets a ball across to Plunkett. Taken forward there by Lockie Buckton. He's taken in a good ball and all tackle. Ball comes back. It goes to Plunkett. Plunkett out the back there to Adam Conroy, who's taken in a good ball and all tackle. Magripolis looking for the ball at the back of the scrum there, as coming across the top was Toby Bajent, but it's going to be a penalty to CSU. So CSU kick for touchy. They will get a chance to set up here from the line out. As the ball goes up, it's taken by Conroy. Out the back it comes to Magripolis. Magripolis to Plunkton. Coming forward there was Keneally. He's taken in a good ball and all tackle. As it comes back across to Burrell. Burrell is going forward here. He's taken in a tackle by Luana and Miles. Over the top goes CSU. It comes back there to Magripolis. Magripolis to Plunkett, who's brought the ball back on the inside to Conroy, who's knocked the ball on. And a bit of eyes up foot. He sees Mark Coombs get the ball here for the Boars as they start to clear out. It comes through Farrer across to Brad Watt. He's taken in a good tackle as the ball has been ripped away and eventually has been knocked on by Brad Watt. So a bit of a reprieve there for CSU, who knocked the ball on to start off with, and now they have been able to force the error and will get the ball back. as the scrum is won there by CSU. It comes out the back to Plunkett. Plunkett hits his inside centre, Matt Broof. And what have we got here? There is a halt in play. There's a halt in play here. It looks to be one of the Parks players. Not really sure what's happened here. Could be the captain, Joshua Miles. Oh, he's dislocated his finger here by the looks of things, Miles. Yeah, he has. He's not real well, Josh Miles. Well picked up by our producer, John Daskey. He's picked up the dislocated finger. He could get a job over at the Parks Hospital with eyes like that. I'd hate to be the one putting it back in. He'll squeal like anything, the Welshman, but he could be his shoulder even. Oh, he's not well anyway, Joshy Miles. He's been taken from the field. He's pretty tough for a slightly built Welshman, and it takes a fair bit to hurt him. But there is a lot of concern here for Miles, and you would think this would see the injection of Jake Dooley off the bench. We're just having a look to see who they have put in. Yeah, Jake Dooley, very exciting here for the Boars. He's a very accomplished player, Jake Dooley. He's played a lot of Group 9, a bit of Western Division when he was a younger bloke, Dools, and good to see him getting a berth here for the Boars. He's only got to settle into the game of rugby for him to really show a little bit of a change, you would think. So Dools gets his shot here. As CSU with that stop in play will get the feed here. It looks to be a finger here for Miles. They're over there fixing it up, so he may return back into the game as Magripolis gets a ball across here to Plunkett. He's had a big look. Had a couple of big lads steaming at him, including Dooley and Curtis Davis, and he's dropped the ball, and it will be a Boars ball. But just that loss of Miles, he's their leader, he's their man that does most of the talk. So hopefully the Boars can keep going. They'll be looking for another leader, no doubt here. As the ball is fed by Coombs, Dan Ryan picks it up, and they're going to Jay Baker once again. Let's see what he can do. He's quick, he's fast. Baker off up the flank. He takes off, he gets the ball back into Coombs. Coombs taken in a good tackle. Over the top goes Farah. Baker gets the ball again. He spins, he jigs, he's tackled there. And over the top go the Boars. They're trying to get him to the ground. They do. The ball's about to come back to Coombs. Coombs gets the ball to Bevan. Bevan across to big Danny Ryan. Can they stop him? No way. Dan Ryan with a big barnstorming run has scored here for the Boars, and it looked way too easy once Baker got that ball down the flank. They got it back in, and arguably one of the best players in the comp, Dan Ryan, dots one over the line to pick up his first try of the afternoon. Score now, Parks 13, the visitors CSU 0 with a kick to come. Sharpshooter Bevan lines up. 13-0 the score to the Boars. 22 and a half minutes here to go in the first half. He strikes this one. He likes it. It's a goal. 15 points. 15-0 to the Boars. They're looking quite clinical here, are the Boars. It's been one through the back so far. The Boars have really played through the backs. We will get an injury update on Josh Miles as soon as we can. He has left the bench there as they go the short kickoff here to CSU. They get the ball back, so a bit of play there from Magripolis. Sees him get the ball back. It comes back through to Buxton. Buxton taking in a tackle. Over the top goes CSU. Magripolis waits at the back. He gets the ball to Plunkett. Plunkett gets the ball along the back line now. It's taken forward there by the number 12 in Matt Broof. Broof is taken down in a good tackle. The ball's getting over the top trying to stop him. Comes back to Magripolis. Magripolis gets the ball across to Bennett. Bennett taken in a good tackle. It'll come back here through Magripolis. Magripolis across to the big fella Marcus Burrell. He carves up through the centre of the fence, taken in a good tackle there by the Boars. Magripolis to Plunkett. Plunkett out the back to the fullback, and that is McDougall. It ends up out on the wing here with the other of the Magripolis boys, Jack. He's taken in a good tackle. It's going to be an advantage here to the CSU boys as going forward is Plunkett. Plunkett taken in a good tackle. It's still advantage here to the CSU side as big Marcus Burrell goes forward once again. And we're going to come back here for a high tackle. Penalty CSU. High tackle. It looked to have been on Jack Magripolis. It was. So CSU get their first chance to be on the attack here. They've had 0 ball in the first 20 minutes in the Boars attacking, and as the ball hasn't gone into touch. Well, that's a terrible kick. Paddy Jones sends one back down the field, and it's going to bounce into touch here. Magripolis is playing on. He gets the ball to McDougall, and he's going to play a bit of aerial football. And another bad kick. Sees a Boars ball back where the first one went out. So it's going to be a line out to the Boars. Wow, what a funny bit of play. Boars sorting out what they're going to do here. Mickey Thomas doubling as a ball boy here. He's also going to feed the ball into the line out. As the ball comes in, it goes to Dan Ryan, out the back to Coombs. Coombs across to Dools. Dooley gets his first touch of the ball, and it's a good one. He's taken down in a good tackle. It comes out the back to Coombs. Coombs across to Scotty Chislett to Bevan. Bevan gets across, playing some good ball here through the forwards are the Boars, and it's knocked on by Bevan. Bevan taken in a good tackle. He's knocked the ball on. The ball comes back to McDougall. He's going to clear out. He does so. It's straight down the throat of Jay Baker. Now this could be dangerous. He looks up, he sizes his opposition. He's about to hit the afterburn. As he does so, he skips, he jumps. He gets the ball across to Dooley. Dooley dummies back on the inside to Connor Farrer. Oh, the little fella's dropped it. Has it gone back? It hasn't. It's a knock on. Gee, the Boars are playing some enterprising football here. Baker with the hop, skip and jump. Got the ball across to Jake Dooley, who threw the dummy back on the inside to Connor Farrer. Just couldn't quite hang on to it. I think if he did and got the ball away to his winger Brad Watt, it would have been lights. They're looking good here, the Boars. 15-0, 18 and a half minutes to go here in the first half, and they've got CSU on the back foot. They will have to play from the 22 of their own area. They look to be set here for a kick off the scrum through McDougall. Brad Watt drops back here to wait for the ball along with Paddy Jones. Young Watt, a very good young footballer from the Woodbridge Cup comp out at Trundle. As they don't kick, they shape to kick, and the ball comes forward through here. Magripolis taken to ground. Penalty to CSU. So after all that pressure, the Boars have released the pressure valve by putting a little bit too much pressure here on CSU. As the ball comes, it's just gone out. Brad Watt looked to have a play at that. As the ball about to be fed through here. Oh, it's a terrible throw there for CSU, and it comes down with Dan Ryan. Dan gets the ball back to Coombs, and here's big Russi Lawanakula steaming through the centre of the defence. He's taken in a legs tackle there. A bit of pressure here. Ryan waiting at the back. Brad Watt gets the ball. It comes across to Toby Bajan. He throws the dummy and is taken in a good tackle. It comes back to Coombs. Young Jason Lowe playing well above his weight and height. Comes back through. He's carved through the defence. Gee, that's a good run by Lowe. He's taken down. He was unable to release the ball, and it's going to be a ball to CSU. Well, every time the Boars look like they're going to build a bit of pressure, they let them off the hook. And the Boars let CSU off the hook once again. It's going to be a scrum feed here to CSU. Magripolis to feed the scrum. He's got Plunkett on his outside here. He's going to look to play the blind side. Maybe Magripolis and Plunkett. They are. They're coming this way. The ball comes back here through number 8, Ottawa. He's dropped the ball and knocked it on. Russi Lawanakula putting the pressure on there. He was able to get over the top of Ottawa, and subsequently the ball did come free. So it's going to be a ball here to the Boars, a scrum feed to the Boars, and let's see if they can keep building that pressure. They are looking to set out the back here. Bevan, he has options. He has Dooley. He has Watt. He has Davis. He has Jones. And he also has Jay Baker on his outside. Potent backline here for the Boars. As the scrum is pulled up. We had a lot of this at the last Parks Boars game. As they reform the scrum. Ball comes back through Coombs. He gets it to Bevan. The scrum falling over in the end. It comes to Davis. Although it's Watt. Sorry, Brad Watt gets the ball. He's on the charge. He gets one across to Baker. And it's a forward pass. Gee, the Boars just letting CSU off the hook once again. Just when they're looking to build a bit of pressure, the Boars just not as fluent, and they do let CSU off the hook. 13 minutes and 43 seconds to go here in the first half. 15 points to 0 to the Boars. Arguably could be a bigger scoreline. The Boars have had most of the ball. CSU only travelling down the end of the Boars one time, and the one time they have been down there, they ended up losing the ball. So just building no pressure whatsoever, CSU. As the ball is fed here by Magripolis. It comes back to Plunkett. Plunkett back on the inside there. He gives it to his number 12, Matt Broof. He's hitting a good tackle. Comes back to Magripolis. Magripolis spins. He weaves. He's taken in a tackle there. Only 22 metres away from their own line here as they push across the top here. Do CSU. They get a ball back here through Matt Marcus Burrell. Burrell takes a ball forward. Comes back to Magripolis and they look to clear through Plunkett. Plunkett gets a good ball away. And he finds touch about 40 metres away from the CSU line as we do have a break in play here. as the line out has been fed and the ball comes out the back. It comes across to Baker. Baker across to Davis. He's been quite courteous, although he puts the burners on now. He gets on the outside of his centre, opposition centre. It comes back to Brad Watt. Brad Watt across to Farah. The flick pass. Oh, it's forward by Farah. It looked spectacular out of the hands. Dooley got the ball. He was off and gone, but just that flick pass there from Farah drifting forward. The Boars are starting to suck in the big ones, and they have had plenty of ball. They've had plenty of chance not to have to defend. CSU doing a really, really good job here to stay in the game and stay within striking range of the Boars, only being 15-0. As young Magripolis comes across once again to feed the scrum. 11 minutes to go here in the first half. As they go back, it goes through Magripolis. Ball comes out. He gets it across to Plunkett, who's under plenty of pressure from Coombs. Coombs looks to get over the top of the ball here, and I don't know if the Bulls have been successful in getting this ball. They haven't, as the ball comes to McDougall. McDougall hoofs it. It comes across here to Brad Watt, but it's going to be a penalty. Penalty to the CSU side. It's going to be a line out here to CSU. They're just trying to get out of their own end. They have had no ball whatsoever down the end of the balls. As it comes in. And the ball comes back down. It comes across to Plunkett. Plunkett gets the ball away to Broof. Broof hitting a big tackle there. Looked to be Michael Thomas in over the top along with Jake Dooley. As the ball comes back, they're looking to play it out here. And that's through the second rower, Conroy. Conroy taking in a good tackle. It comes across here to Bennett. Bennett taking in a good ball and all tackle as it comes down. Out to Magripolis. Magripolis gets the ball. It comes across to Plunkett. He takes the line on. Hitting a good tackle there by Connor Farah. The ball popped back up through there to Conroy. And it comes across here through Magripolis. Magripolis taking in a good tackle. He's been held up, although he eventually gets to ground, and it is a penalty here to the... No, it isn't. Looked to have been a penalty there to CSU, but the referee puts his hand down. As the ball comes back here, and it's going to... No, it is a penalty. The advantage hadn't been played. Offside, so the advantage hadn't been played, and it was a penalty here to CSU. The ball about to be fed in by Marcus Burrell. Comes back. Comes up to Bennett. Bennett gets the ball out to Magripolis. Magripolis across to Plunkett. Plunkett to Broof and onto a hard running McDougall. He's taken in a good tackle. It comes back to Magripolis. He sizes up his options. He's got Plunkett. Plunkett gets a ball out the back there to Monaghan. Monaghan is taken as the ball comes back. It is a knock on. Boars get the ball through Curtis Davis. Davis wrestles. He drives. He's down now. And it's going to be a scrum to the Boars. Yes, a knock on by CSU. And it's going to be a scrum to the Parks Boars. as the scrum is about to set. Coombs feeds the ball. Dan Ryan, the main straight at the back of the scrum, and we do have a penalty. CSU giving away the penalty there at scrum time. As Bevan puts this ball a long way down the field. Gee, that's a good kick for touch. Five and a half minutes here to go until half time. They're set up here at the back line are the Boars. They've got a really good setup here as the ball goes into Dan Ryan. Oh, Coombs at the base of the line out has knocked the ball on. As soon as it looks like the Boars are going to build that pressure, it sounds like a broken record, but as soon as they look like they're going to build that pressure, they just knock the ball on or something goes wrong, and that time it was Mark Coombs who comes up with the error. And once again, CSU are let off the hook. As the scrum is about to be fed here by young Magripolis. A lot of the work through him and also Plunkett as Plunkett knocks the ball on. Now it's a knock-on-a-thon. And it ends up being a penalty. So interesting to see what the Boars do. They do have Luke Bevan who's got those golden feet. Whether he will take a shot at goal. No, he's not going to. He's going to kick for touch and put the pressure on. So Bevan hooks one over the touch line, and they will set up a line out here. They've been dominant at line out time, have the Boars. They've got some big men there, Dan Ryan, Toby Bajan, Big Joe Rusgus. Rusgus will be the beneficiary of the ball here. He goes up, he gets the ball, and it comes back to Coombs. Lawanakula lines them up. He's taken in a good tackle. It's about to come out the back here to Coombs. Coombs gets the ball. Rusgus out the back, just had a bit of a juggle, but it does go back. It ends up with Luke Bevan. He's strong for a little man. He's taken in a good tackle. They get over the top. He's very close to the line, is Bevan. Coombs waits at the back of the ruck for the ball. It presents itself out. It comes across to Ryan. He has a look. He is just pulled up short of the line, although he looked like he was about to go over Ryan. Momentum couldn't get him there. Ball comes back through to Michael Thomas. Thomas taking in a good tackle across to Rusgus. Big Joe, he'd love a try against his old club. He's held up though, and they take him down. Connor Farrer at the bottom of that ruck also comes up with the ball. And it's going to be a CSU ball. They've turned it over. They look to clear. Magripolis puts a big kick up. It's gone nowhere. Oh, and Toby Bajan, who was standing clean under it, has knocked it on. Or has he? No, he hasn't. Ref calls knocked back. Comes across to Scott Chislett. Chislett taking in a good tackle. Bajan lays where the last ruck was. He's injured, Bajan. And getting over the top there is Monahan, although he is unsuccessful in getting that ball, and we have a penalty to the Boars. So Monahan got over the top. He was unsuccessful in getting a clean look at that ball. It's going to be a penalty to the Boars 5 metres away from their own line as Bevan hooks this into touch. 2 minutes to go here in the first half of the first grade fixture this afternoon. The Boars winners in second grade over CSU, and CSU who had a very clinical win in the ladies competition, which kicked off a little bit earlier on in the day. They were very, very good in winning that game. So it's 1-1 in the scores so far as Mickey Thomas throws a terrible ball in there to the line, and it's cleaned up by CSU. Getting back McDougall will look to clean out. or young Magripolis it is that kicks. Paddy Jones gets the ball. And here he goes, little Paddy. He gets the ball across to Baker. Baker has a look. He steps off his left. He steps off his right. He's through the centre. He dodges away from one. He dodges away from two. He sizes up. He kicks. It's going to sit up. No, it's not. It goes out. And with a minute to go here in the first half. Although there's not a minute to go, it's half-time. Half-time here in the first grade. The clock on the board just a little bit quick. Half-time here in first grade. The Boars 15 lead. CSU 0. Half-time in first grade this afternoon. We'll be back shortly with the second half action. as we kick off here into the second half. 15 points to 0 to the Boars. Just an injury update on Josh Miles. It has been confirmed, a dislocated finger. He's done for the game by the looks of things, although he he is over there warming up, but he did indicate he would only come back on if it did mean that they needed him in the game. And it was well spotted by producer John. Picking up the dislocated finger as the ball back with CSU comes to Buxton as it comes flying out of the ruck. And no, it's going to be a penalty here to CSU. And they're going to play quick through McDougall, and it hasn't gone out. Paddy Jones under it. Safe as houses, little Paddy, and he takes off. He's quick. He goes searching across field. He links up, and and hitting a big tackle is Jones. Coombs waits at the back. He's tough, Paddy. He'll get up from that. Ball comes back through to Lowe. Lowe taken in a good tackle. Joe Rusgis gets in over the top. Coombs gets the ball back here to Bajent. Bajent carts it forward. Ball's given time here to settle into their rhythm. Dan Ryan. And it comes across to his brother Ben, who knocks it on. Ryan to Ryan. Knock on. CSU get the scrum feed. As the ball is about to be fed here by Magripolis. He's had a good game, along with Plunkett the 10. They've done a lot of work. While we have this break in play, there just is a massive crowd here at North Park's Oval today. It's pretty hard oval to gauge how many people are here, unlike a Pioneer Oval or a Caltex Park at Dubbo, with the hill being so big and the car park so vast. It is a really good crowd here for rugby. We have seen days here at Parks where the rugby has had no patronage whatsoever, as we see Plunkett kick the ball through here with a chip and chase. He was unable to come up with the ball, although the Boars get it, and it stacks on the mill here in the middle of the ground. It's Boars ball through the Wanakula. Just getting back to days gone by here at Parks. It's really good to see them getting behind the Boars, and with sport only being at a minimum in Parks at the moment, crowds are back. It's great to see. Of course, everybody's social distancing, but really good to see a good crowd here at Parks this afternoon as the Boars cart it back forward. It comes to Bevan. He kicks, getting through his Baker. Spilling their lollies there, CSU. It comes across to Dooley. Dooley to Baker. It's still on. Curtis Davies gets the ball. He looks up. He sizes up. The ball comes back through to Baker. Picked up by Bevan. Knock on. Knock on. It looked like the Boars were in for all money there when Davis looked up and come in. Field to Baker was just tapped down, and it's been called a knock on against the Boars. A few confused looks there from the Boars boys. I don't know if John's got that on replay, but looks to be a clear knock on. Clear knock on there. As the Boars go into applause for Joey Nash, who's playing his 200th game today, a great achievement. And Joey coming back from a broken hand or finger or something along those lines, but he does play his 200th game for the Boars today, a winner with the Bathurst Bulldogs premiership winner last year.
Premiership team and has represented Central West on 5 occasions.
As the announcement just goes around the ground about Joey Nash playing his 200 game, and some really good stats there. He's come through from an under-17s player and also played 5 Central West games, or represented Central West 5 times, which is a great achievement in itself, and was a part of that famous 2011 win where Parks was successful, winning their first premiership in years. As we have a scrum here, the ball not going in correctly, and that will constitute a scrum. But yeah, just touching on Joey Nash, he's been a great asset to the Parks Boars, and also when he took off down to the Bathurst Bulldogs last year. And it'll be interesting to see what this electric fullback can do, injected into the game by Captain Coach Miles. As the Boars are set here, they've got Bevan, Dooley, Davis, Baker, Nash, Paddy Jones moving to the wing. Substituted out of the game was Brad Watt. As the ball comes through the scrum, it comes back to Coombs. Coombs hits Dooley. Dooley, a short ball to Davis. He crashes over the top of Plunkett, who eventually gets the big number 13 down to ground. And a knock on by Mark Coombs. Well, you can feel that pressure being relieved from CSU with every chance. The Boars are just not icing this at the moment. They are just not finishing off. They had them on the ropes there. They've got so much outside back talent, or talent in the outside backs. They're just not getting the ball out. They had Nash set up. They had Jay Baker set up. They had Dooley ready to swing back around, but just a little fumble there from Coombs, and things are just not working when they're getting down in their own 22. And it'll be a thing that Miles will address. Like, he's a very, very good coach, is Josh Miles, and he'll be big on that at training, no doubt. As a big push comes across here from the Boars, and it ends up with the ball to the Boars here. A really big push. Well, scrum hasn't been a big thing of the Boars, but a push there has seen them get the ball back, and they've got a penalty right in front of the sticks here. Do they look to ice this through Luke Bevan? And they do. Bevan will take the 3 as the front rower here for the CSU boys. Burrell comes out to have a quick word to Robinson, the ref, about what happened there at scrum time. But it was a penalty to the Boars. The Boars will have a chance to make this 18 points to 0. They got a lot of confidence here in Bevan. They're all back over the halfway line. They've said, oh, well, Luke can kick this. Joey Nash has gone forward. Russi and the big fellas are already on their way back. They're thinking that Bevan will just slot this. Bevan steps in. He strikes it. He's nearly put it into Alec-Town. He likes it. It's a goal to the Parks Boys, taking the scores on to Parks 18. CSU yet to hit the scoreboard. 30 minutes to go here in the second half of the first grade fixture this afternoon. As Magripolis has the ball in hand to kick off. And it comes across our way. Joe Rusgus underneath it, takes it easily. He looks up. He's got plenty of CSU boys saying, come here, Rusgus. And they get him down in a good tackle. Comes across to Coombs. Coombs to Joey Nash. He's wasting no time. He wanted some ball in hand, and he got some early as he gets The ball back to Coombs. Coombs to Bevan. That's a monstrous kick. Bevan clears out of their own end. He's got Paddy Jones steaming down. It comes down to Magripolis. He size up Jones. He goes round Jones, but he's taken in a good ball and all tackle. Magripolis takes the ball to ground. His brother at the base of the scrum. Ball comes back here to Lockie Christie Johnson. He's taken in a good tackle. Comes across to Burrell. Burrell carves forward. He's taken there in a three-man tackle, including Farah and also Joe Rusgus. It comes back. Looking to get rid of it now is CSU. They do so through Plunkett. It comes to Paddy Jones. Joey Nash won't shirk the task. He winds up. He takes one down with him. A big run by the 200 game man, Joey Nash. A big run. The talented fullback. He's been hurt in the tackle. No, he hasn't. He's up. He lost the ball. Someone's been left there on the ground. We just can't get a good look at who it is. As the ball's cleared back here, it's going to be Paddy Jones. He's a bit like Nash. He won't shirk the task. He looks up and goes. He steps back on the inside. He gets the ball back. It comes off the shoulder of Curtis Davis. Taken there by Nash. And we do have a pull-up in play. It's big Marcus Burrell, who's down on the ground. He's complaining. It looks to be a knee there. Is it, John? Can we get a camera in on that? It looks to be his knee that he is complaining. It is. I get the thumbs up that it is Marcus's Burrell's knee. What about Joey Nash? I know it ended up in a knock-on, but to see a fullback stir into the field like that, he looked good in a red, white and blue jersey too, I'd just quietly say, on a Sunday afternoon down at Pioneer. But he wound back up into the defence, and we do have a bit of a stoppage in play here for an injury. So while we do have a bit of a stoppage in play, we will have a bit of a break here, and it looks to be Marcus Burrell who we're tending to here with a knee complaint. As we come back from our bit of a break, we can see Josh Miles back out on the field. He's called himself back into the action. He looks to be playing number 9. And the ball comes back here, and taken in a good tackle there was the number 12 for CSU in Bruff. It comes back to Magripolis. Magripolis gets it across to Buckton. Buckton gets the ball. And it comes back to Magripolis. Magripolis across. Taking in a good tackle there. As CSU get the ball back through here. It comes across to... Look to be Buckton as the ball comes across the back here. A big fake there by Plunkett. He takes off Plunkett. He comes across. He's taken by Miles. Also over the top there, Nash. As the ball comes through, and we have a penalty to CSU. Gee, he brings the energy when he comes into the field. Does Miles. As soon as he come in, he wanted to have a piece of young Magripolis there at the scrum base. And he's coming over the top there. He's given a penalty away, but he has picked the energy. You can feel the energy go up in this game. As Burrell, who did have that knee injury, he's backing up and going. He'll feed the line out here. As Dan Ryan gets up after that ball. He did get the ball back. Wow, he's good, Dan Ryan. Good at them line-outs. He's just an all-round solid player as Miles gets the ball back to Joe Rusgus. Rusgus looks up. He can see a wall of CSU players. They're going to play from here. Oh no, now Bevan's out the back and he launches a kick downfield. Out here waiting for it is Pollen. He's been quiet in the game. So has McDougall. McDougall gets the ball. He puts on a goosey. He gets on the outside of Farrer and taken there by Davis. He's been held up here. And the ball has come out. It's going to be a penalty though to CSU. As we see the penalty, Magripolis kicks for touch. There's been a couple of goosies in the game. Of course, made famous right around the world by Denning Kemp and Bloke in a Bar. A couple of goosies for the boys out there to have a bit of a look at as Burrell is about to feed the line out. They have a good few stretched out here, including Plunkett to CSU. They're ready to attack as they look to form a rolling maul here. Ball comes back, it's out. It is picked up there though by Conroy. Conroy taken in a tackle. It's going to be a penalty to the Boars though. A penalty to the Boars. It looks for not releasing. There is another player down on the ground. Let's see if we can get a bit of a look in at him. No, John's giving me a shake of the head. It was a 7 there for the CSU side. Keneally. Keneally's been injured and he has been replaced here. And it will be a scrum to the Boars. So just having a look at the side here, it's Miles at 9, Bevan at 10, Dooley at 12, Davis at 13, Nash 15, 14 and the winger is Baker, and out on the other wing Paddy Jones. So bit of a shuffle up to the back line here for Miles as a scrum is fed. It's a CSU ball here. As the ball comes back here through Plunkett. Plunkett gets the ball. It comes across to young Magripolis. Magripolis runs into a bit of danger there. Bevan and Dooley get over the top and make a really big tackle. And it's about to come out the back to his brother Harry. Harry gets it across here to a barnstorming Bruce. Bruce taking in a good tackle, getting over the top. Here's Angus Dunn. Angus Dunn takes the ball. Comes out to Magripolis. Magripolis throws the ball out the back. It goes to his brother Jack. Jack looks up. He's spilled the ball. And it comes up to Baker. Let's see what he can do. He's going to show us the wheels. Although he didn't get a real good kick away. And it is going to be a ball here to the Parks Boars. It is a knock on the first time against Jack Magripolis. Knock on. And it's going to be a scrum feed here to the Parks Boars. Bit of talk going on out here. I don't think these Welsh boys can understand this Aussie lingo. Just having a bit of a chuckle between ourselves here, but they can give as much as they get and get as much as they give. They add a great dynamic to the Parks team, to Josh, Luke, Curtis, and Jay, and they're just having a bit of a chuckle amongst themselves. We're having a bit of a chuckle here. We can hear it all, myself and John, and it's quite entertaining listening to the boys, and they are a good lot of fun as the scrum is pulled up. As it's a penalty here to CSU. Miles got the ball. He thought he was off and gone. As they get the ball moving here, CSU, it comes out the back to Monaghan. Monaghan gets the ball away to Jack McGripplis, although he ends back up with it. Does Monaghan. They get over the top. It comes out the back to McGripplis to Plunkett. Plunkett across to Burrell, and the big fella storms his way through. He gets down and he's about to get the ball back to McGripplis. McGripplis, although that's done, that takes the ball forward. They look to pick. Buxton gets the ball. Over the top go the CSU boys. Also in there, Lockie Christie Johnson. And they knock the ball on. It's a knock on. As we have time off once again. A knock on. And they're calling, looks to be they're calling both captains out here. It has got a little bit fiery. So they've called both captains out in Plunkett and Miles. And Robinson, the ref, just probably giving them a bit of a talk down and saying, just cool things down, boys. We've only got 20 minutes to play. As Bevan boots the ball into touch, it's going to be a feed into the line out here for the Parks Boars. The energy has picked up here from the Boars. Look at Mickey T over there. Michael Thomas just getting the ball. He wants to feed this ball in and play on. There's been hardly any scoring happening probably since the first 10 minutes of the game. And another error by the Boars. Well, CSU have had every chance. It's starting to get a bit monotonous here. Just ill-discipline. The Boars are 18-0 up. Should be a lot more, really, but they just are really ill-disciplined, the Boars, and they keep letting CSU off the hook. They have been, both teams have been really good in patches. CSU have shown plenty, and so have the Boars, but just ill-discipline, letting probably both teams down. As McGripplis is about to feed the ball back. Waiting for it, Plunkett. Plunkett gets the ball. He fakes. He gives it to his big running centre in Monaghan. Monaghan goes down. They get over the top. McGripplis gets the ball. It's back to Plunkett. He'll chip one across the top. It stays in play. Davis gets the ball back, though. They flicked it back in CSU. It ended up with the balls. It comes back to Jake Dooley. Dooley looks to cut through the centre. He's taken in a good tackle. They get over the top. Joey Nash, he's a busy fullback. He's in there. Ball goes across to Joe Ruskus, who gets it back to Bevan. Bevan gets the ball. As a player goes to ground from CSU. And we have another injury concern here for the CSU. Looks to be his melon, yes. Looks to be his head. There was a heavy contact in there by the Parks player Bevan, and also the player in question. We just can't get could be Monaghan. We just can't get a good look at the players. But they are waving that he is no good, so there should be a substitution here. We will have a break in play and be back shortly when play does commence here. But one of the boys down here from CSU. They've got him up to his feet, and look at that for sportsmanship. The Ryan boys, you wouldn't expect any less. Ben and Dan Ryan, you would not expect anything less. Two absolute champion blokes are Dan and Ben, and You would not expect anything else from a family like that. They've been pioneers of the rugby here in Parks, especially over the last, well, I went to school with Dan, and I won't give his age away, but at least the last 18 years, they have been heavily mixed up in rugby in Parks, have the Ryan family, and that's a really touching gesture there from the boys. As the ball goes into the line out, it comes back to Miles. Miles across to Dooley. Dooley shapes. He goes. He strides through. He gets taken down in an ankle tackle. Getting over the top there, Jared Westcott. And it's a knock on. Dooley's knocked the ball on. Once again, ill discipline from the Boars has led to another turnover. 16 and a half minutes to go. 18 points to 0. And it's starting to get scrappy here as the sun starts to set on the main field here at North Parks Oval. As Magripolis is about to feed the scrum, we've got a couple of options locked up there. McDougall and also Plunkett both want the ball out the back. It comes through to Plunkett. He carts the ball forward. Agripolis gets the ball. They start to work it across the western side of the ground to CSU. And it looks to be a penalty here to the Boars. It is. Penalty to the Boars. They get their chance to put some more points on the board here with that around the 15-minute mark. It's a penalty to the Boars. Feeding the line out, Michael Thomas here. Up goes Joe Rusgus. They form them all and they start to drive. It comes across to Bajan. Bajan taking in a good ball and all tackle. The ball comes back to Miles to Bevan. Bevan to Dooley. Dooley out the back to Paddy Jones. He jinks, he steps. Jay Baker is unmarked on the wing. He has to kick the ball back into touch, and there it goes. It goes into touch. Just when they were looking to build the Boars, things don't go right for them once again, and it's a turnover. CSU will get the feed into the scrum, 10 metres away from their own line. 14 and a half minutes to go here in the first grade fixture this afternoon. As Burrell puts the ball in, it comes back across to Plunkett. It's a scrappy old ball. He's taken in a big tackle by Dan Ryan. McDougall sets out the back waiting for the kick. They spread the ball through the back line. It comes to Ottawa. Ottawa taken in a good tackle. The Boars look to get over the top. It comes to Magripolis. Magripolis to his brother Jack. He gets a kick away, although it's not all that deep. Waiting for it is Joey Nash, and also waiting there is Jay Baker. Now the ball looks to have been knocked on here by the Boars. And it was. They let the ball bounce. Oh no, they're saying it's a knock on against CSU. They were first to the ball. They've knocked it on. It's going to be a Park scrum. Miles about to feed the scrum. Oh, the scrum has collapsed big time. And it's going to be a Boars feed once again. you just get the feeling that the game is starting to plateau out. 18-0. The Boars are happy to coast. They haven't put any points on, I'd reckon, now for about 25 minutes or so. Here was the last points, and that was a penalty goal to Luke Bevan. We have to go way back in the game since we've seen the last try. So the Boars just have plateaued out a little bit. CSU haven't given up, but you just feel the game is just reached a bit of a point as the scrum is packed. Miles feeds the scrum. It comes out the back to Dooley. Dooley gets the ball. He comes across. Well, it looked to be a knock on. He throws the ball across. It bounces up for Baker. He puts the wheels on. Baker comes back into the field. He gets the ball back into Dooley. Wow, they finally put it together, the Boars, and it's going to be a try. Try to the Parks Boars. Jake Dooley making his debut today in the first grade side for the Boars gets his first point. 23 points to 0. With a kick to come, Parks Boars lead out over CSU. 11 minutes to go here in the first grade game, and a good piece of play there to get the ball across to Jay Baker, back into Jake Dooley, and you would think that is game, set, and match for the game at the 11-minute mark. And Luke Bevan will line up this kick to make it 25 points to 0 if he does get the conversion. But in saying that, the Boars were building, and they haven't been able to nail it. But this last play, they were able to put things together, and it's been a Luke Bevan about to take the conversion here. Dooley scores on debut as Bevan kicks it for fun. 25 points to 0. 10 minutes to go. Josh Miles has called on his bench. Rory Knock comes onto the field as a replacement. Also on the field, Jared Westcott. Isaac Oliver, another substitution out there. Played terrifically in second grade, Isaac. He's bashing on the door to get a start in first grade, you would think. As the ball comes across, Jared Westcott takes it. He's taken in a good tackle there. Over the top go the Boars. Isaac Oliver included in that, and he's been caught with the ball, Westcott. And what's going on here? Jared Westcott's been called out. There is a claim of a kick. And it is a penalty here to CSU, and they go on the attack late in the game looking for a consolation try here. 25 points to 0 is the score. Burrell awaits the ball to feed the line out. Up go CSU. The ball comes down. It's a penalty here. I'm not sure what's happened here. Christy Johnson involved there. But it is a penalty to the CSU side. They kick for touch and they're going to have a line out. Burrell lines up to feed the line out. And Josh Miles doing plenty of talking in there, along with Dan Ryan. The ball goes up. It's brought down there. And they start to push forward CSU. It comes to Burrell. They hold the big fella up. Does he get over? He's very, very close. Magripolis gets the ball. Miles in the tackle. It's a try. CSU are over. And all hell's about to break loose here. Isaac Oliver and Christy Johnson going toe-to-toe. And it is a try. Try to CSU. They get one late in the game. 7 minutes to go. 25 points to 5. And CSU finally crack it to score the try. As they bring the tee out, there was a little bit of niggle after that try. The feeling they all want to belt Joshy Miles. I get the big feeling that's the aim. He was right in the thick of it, along with Isaac Oliver, as the conversion attempt by Glenn Pollen. Glenn having a bit of a quiet game out on the wing. And he will take the kick at goal here. 6 minutes to go here in the game. He steps in, and it is waved away to the left-hand side of the uprights. Conversion unsuccessful. 25 points to 5. And I think Lachlan Christy Johnson, who scored that try, Forbes boy, if I'm correct. I'm pretty sure that the Christy Johnson name is a Forbes name, and definitely no love lost between Parks and Forbes, but pretty sure Lockie is a Forbes boy. So he gets over the stripe. 25 points to 5. 5 minutes to go here as the Boars put one out on the full. They will have to probably defend the rest of this game. As we have a scrum here to be fed by young Magripolis. Penalty, Magripolis takes a tap, he gets it out to Plunkett, Plunkett across to McDougall, McDougall taken in a tackle, the ball's about to come back through Magripolis, Magripolis across to Buxton, he carts it forward, going with him is Burrell, Burrell gets over the top, Ottawa at the base of the ruck, he gets a ball, he spins, he goes through, he's taken in a good tackle, Boars look to turn the ball over. It comes out, Buxton, a very busy boy. He takes another run. Xander Bennett in there also. It comes back. They start to cart forward there through Angus Dunn. Dunn taken in a tackle. They pick, they go again. That was through Conroy. They get the ball out now to Plunkett. Plunkett hits a ball out to young Magripolis. That's Jack Magripolis. He's taken in a good tackle. Harry Magripolis kicks the ball that time. It goes downfield. They're chasing hard. Joe Nash has to work to get back. He turns, he spins, he sees open pasture. He steps back on the inside. He's taken there by Harry Magripolis in a good one-on-one tackle. Ball comes out the back to Miles. Miles to Bevan. Bevan wants to get out of here, and that's what they do. It's a big kick. A good kick there by Luke Bevan. He forces the line out. It'll be a CSU line out. 3 minutes to go here in the second half of the first grade fixture this afternoon in what's been a really, really good game. The Boars have had their chance. It probably could have been a bigger score. They had their chance to really ice this game early in the fixture. They weren't able to do so, but they have stuck in there. As the Boars go up through Bajan after the ball. It's going to be a penalty though. As the game winds down, it is going to be a penalty. It's a penalty there to CSU. 1 minute 40 to go. It's a penalty to CSU as the sun starts to set here on North Park's Oval. And it goes a long way downfield there. Pollen comes in to take the kick. And you would think this will be the last play of the game. Burrell puts the ball in. It's taken there by Xander Bennett, sorry. He's taken down. A knock on. A knock on. The Boars will get the last play of the game. 40 seconds to go. I don't know if they'll be in any hurry to set this scrum. You wouldn't think they would be. 35 seconds to go. Well, that's on the scoreboard. That could be a little bit different on the referee's watch. There has been a few stoppages. But they will pack the scrum. They will get a scrum down in time. As they pack the scrum, Miles about to feed the scrum. Time is up on the scoreboard. Time is up, so it's all over on the scoreboard as Jake Dooley knocks that on. And we will just wait for the ref's integrity, and that is full time. Full time here at North Park's Oval. The Boars run out 25 points to 5. Winners here. A very good game of rugby union once again. They make that 2 wins in a row, do the Parks Boars. My name's Michael Dumacy. Thank you for tuning in this afternoon to our coverage here of Parks Boars and CSU Rugby from North Park's Oval. Until next time, we will see you again. Thank you.